Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to give her a story, or a post if you will, titled, Is My Girlfriend Using Me? And the quick answer to that is, yes, she is. And guys, this is all about a guy. He is 25 years old, and his girlfriend's 26. He's been with her for a year and a half, it sounds like. And she is, wait for it, a single MOM. Has a young girl. Sounds like the girl's a couple years old, I guess. 4 years old maybe. And he's starting to really question some of her actions and her motives and attitude here. Really starting to think, this girl's using me. And of course, like she in the past has professed her love and blah, blah, blah. And obviously the baby daddy is obviously not the best dude, otherwise she'd be with him. But you're going to see here, guys, how there's going to be multiple examples of here how it's obvious to anybody watching this, especially this channel, that she's using him for resources for herself or the daughter, and how she's trying to get him to cave to get what she wants, even though she's, as you're going to find out, terrible with money. Obviously has debt and all these types of things, and all the different, you're going to see her manipulation tactics she does to get what she wants. And there's another example why I warn you guys very much for you guys who do dating relationships, be extremely careful if you are going to get involved with a single MOM. I'm not saying they're all like this, but there are a lot of common traits that many of them do have. Even the good ones, even the ones, because I know some single MOMs, and they're cool, all right, and they got a lot of good qualities about them, but there are traits that are very much can be a headache to guys. And then there's awful ones as well. And so this is an example of the awful ones. So you got to be careful about this, because I don't want to see any guys getting taken advantage of and all that and get their hearts broken, their money used because they didn't know any better. So I think it's a very good one to go over here and can definitely help some guys out, because this dude, he definitely needs some good solid advice. So it starts off, he says, I've been dating my girlfriend for close to 18 months now, and everything has been pretty good. She has a child from a previous relationship, 4 years old, who's a pretty good kid. About 6 months back, I was talking about purchasing a house, in which time the conversation arose about her and her 4-year-old moving in. Well, duh, of course. I was skeptical at first, as I don't have any children of my own, and I never parented, but the idea grew with me over time. The idea grew with you over time because she kept planting those seeds in your head. It's called manipulation. We spent a lot of time looking at furniture and decorations for our future home. Stop right there. This isn't our future home. This is your future home. She'd be merely a guest there. Okay? You pick the place that you want. You pick the furniture. Oh, no. Is she contributing to the down payment? Is she contributing to the upkeep? Is she going to contribute to the monthly mortgage payments, the property taxes, the insurance, all the things? I don't know about that. Oh, no. This is your place, bro. Tread carefully. He says, and about 5 or 6 weeks ago, she decided to tell me she did not want to move anymore, as the location of the home is inconvenient for her and not the type of home in the location she had always dreamt of. He says in parentheses, she doesn't currently, nor has she ever lived in any type of large, extravagant home, but the area is known for being nice. Future school she always wanted her child to go to, and in parentheses, a normal public school. And to note, the school district we would be living in is a fantastic school district, and there's nothing at all wrong with it. So, she's going to get a free house. Free house with all the trimmings in a nice area, but it's not good enough for her. So she's saying, I'm not sure if I want to move in now. Translation, I'm going to pull this guy's emotional strings so that basically I'm going to say I'm not going to move in with him anymore. So he's going to be fearful that I'm going to leave him. And therefore then he'll then get a house that I want in the area I want. Probably a bigger house, bigger this, and this. That's what's going on there. And a lot of guys would cave and fall for that. He says here, she even went as far as at one point saying, I don't want him going to that school with those kids. Will you be helping me? Fully paying for private school for a 4-year-old if I move in. Fully paying for a private school. This dude's 25. I don't know what he does for a living. Fully paying for the private school and the house. What I tell you guys about the gals finding the nice guy. They mess around with Chad and Tyrone when they're younger and sometimes get pregnant, and then they go for that nice guy to play the role as the provider and the daddy, and they figure, hey, this guy sees me as the queen. I can get what I want because I'm pretty. He didn't have a shot with my type of gal, with types like me when I was younger, and I can get him to buy this house and put my kids through private school and all this shit and take advantage of him. And look at her making demands. She also mentioned that as much as she didn't want to, we'd likely have to break up at some point, as living apart for much longer isn't an option she was willing to explore. What I tell you about pulling his emotional strings? Well, we're going to have to break up because we can't live apart anymore, but the only way we won't break up is if you pick the house I want, in the area I want, and pay for my kid to go to private school. Then you get me. Because aren't I so wonderful? Because I love you so much. What a load of crap. And any guy of high value would have been like, adios, amiga. Adios. But no high value guy would put up with that shit to begin with. We however currently are still together. Smack. It bothered me that she decided after all this time that this was not for her, but I slowly got over it and moved on with our relationship, not knowing how much longer it would last. That's when you say, see ya. That's when you say, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. And he's still with her. Last week, while I was at work, she went to check on a two-bedroom flat that she ended up not liking, but in the process also decided she could not afford to live on her own. She's currently living with her family. So she's mooching off the family. And that she had far too much in monthly bills to be able to support herself and her child alone. Her finances are a mess, and she loves to spend on frivolous things daily, so she's been extremely stressed out about money recently. I do my best to do everything to help her and support her, short of giving her cash for her bills. Smack. That's why she's with you. And right there, she's terrible with money, pisses it away on frivolous things. Is this really the type of gal you want to be with, man? The one that's clearly using you for your resources, and she's terrible with money? Guess what? Her being terrible with money ain't going to go away. She's always going to be terrible with money, and it's going to be your money. And you're going to get that house, and God forbid you do this. You live with her, and common law marriage applies, and next thing you know, she's getting part of the place and all the other stuff. This is the crap that gets guys sucked in, and all their hard work and money goes away just like that. This is why I do these types of videos, just to share stories, to give examples, to warn guys, to teach them real life shit to help them out. He continues, a few days ago, she found out that her child's father, who she hates and does not get along with, has been seeing a new woman, and out of spite she says, she's nasty. If he wants to be with her, me, and 4-year-old will move in with you. I don't care what he thinks about it or how inconvenient it is for him. 2 days later, she began sending me listings of larger items that we would need for our future home, but I decided to ignore it as I wasn't sure where she was going with the conversation, and as far as I knew, there was no talk of her moving in anymore. So, the baby daddy has a gal, and she hates him and jealous and all that, so all of a sudden now she's back on board going to a place that this guy wants, okay? And he's like, wait a second here, I thought we were ultimately going to be over with now. You know about the gals competing with other women, right? I saw her today, and she comes out and tells me that she now wants to move in, and all the other things that she hated doesn't bother her anymore because she's so in love with me, and she just wants to be with me. So the original tactic didn't work of her pretty much saying, well, we're not going to work out if I don't like the place you want to move into, and well, we're not going to work out if we have to stay apart together, hoping that he would say, okay, we'll pick this house you want. Well, that didn't work. So now she's trying and then she was waiting on it. That didn't work. And now she's trying the tactic of, never mind, I'm so in love with you, and our love is so strong, and I want to be with you, and blah, 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 hoping that would work. As much as I love her and want her around, smack, I feel like after looking into her expenses, she realized moving into a flat is not within her budget, and realizing how much she doesn't like her current living situation. Her only option is to live with me. Like she wants somebody to take care of her because she can't do it on her own, and she wants me to do it. Exactly, bro. Thank the Lord you've come to realize this. You know, guys, a lot of people, their guts will tell them something, and they think they're right. Their guts, they want to listen to what their gut is saying, but sometimes it takes sharing the story and getting feedback from others just to make them really see things. Because we all can be blind to certain things, whether we want to admit it or not. And there's a lot of things that we just don't want to accept because it's very hard, especially if you care about someone and really want to believe they care about you. You don't want to think they're using you or anything like that. But this guy's gut has been telling him something's wrong, obviously all along, and right here. And you bet your ass she's doing this because she can't afford it. She's using you. End of story. And this guy doesn't deserve this. And no guy does. A guy should have a woman that be dying to live with him, no matter where he wanted to live, whatever house he picked. That's the type of gal that you want to have, and isn't making blatantly obvious that she's using you. He says, I don't want to feel like an option. I certainly don't want to be used. I know she does love me. Pfft, bullshit, dude. And she's blaming this on being stressed, confused, scared, and has recently decided that she would rather give it a shot where I am than living apart. Personally, I feel like this is very odd timing to just decide this at the same time as she is having financial issues. Yeah, it's not a coincidence. Okay, it's not an accident. This is exactly what's going on. Listen to your gut. And it's also common sense here, especially if you understand female nature here. You are the guy that has resources. She has none. You're obviously responsible with money. I mean, this guy, at 25 years old, he sounds like he's doing very well, which is awesome. And this guy's proven to obviously bail her out, provide, and all that. So she's looking for a meal ticket. And sadly, these stories usually go where the guy goes along with this. Gal moves in, pays for her, pays for the kid, all that. She barely pays a dime. She keeps racking up debts and everything. And then eventually, we all know how this usually works out. She's out, rolling in the hay with Chad and Tyrone, or her baby daddy, who she claims she hates, but suddenly just bumped into one day. Next thing you know, they're doing what they do. And these poor guys are left brokenhearted, and they live together long enough. Common law marriage applies, and she gets half the house, or her share of the house, and resources and all that. So, no, this is an accident. This guy needs to get her out of his life. That's what he needs to do. And any of you guys in a situation like this should get a gal like this, a leech, a bloodsucker, out of your life completely. You work hard. You don't deserve this, okay? But again, a lot of guys do this. So that's what I think this guy needs to do. Yes, she's using you. Yes, she's trying to take advantage of you. You're better than that, man. And all you guys out there that may be in a situation like this, I hope not, you're better than that. You deserve better. Don't let this happen to you. Now, as per usual, some comments from the comment section, because I'm not the only one thinking this. One guy says, wait, she wants to move in with you only after finding out her baby daddy is with a new woman. She is not over this man and is definitely using you as a tool to spite him. He says she hates him, but is so up his butt about her living situation is determined by who he is seeing. I don't buy that. Another guy says, F no, mate, she's playing you for a fool. If this is a genuine relationship or paid to play, unless you're happy to shack up with a dependopotamus, do not cohabitate. You'll end up wearing this like a cheap suit when the divorce courts get into your bank account. Right. And I really hope this guy hasn't put her on his bank account as a joint account or putting credit cards in her name, because she'll rack them right up. Another guy says here, he says, you are an option, simply put, and I know it's likely not what you want to hear, but this is not a healthy relationship. I feel for the child because you seem like an absolute winner of a person, but no. You need to just as appropriately end things and step away as silently as possible. I wouldn't say silent, I'd make it abundantly clear. No, not happening. You had your shot with me. You're obviously using me. We're done. Best of luck. May the force be with you, but I'm out of here. So long as you don't create waves, this beast shouldn't bare its teeth at you, but honestly, the way things have gone seem erratic at best and super confusing, so anything could happen. You absolutely should not be in this relationship, and she will use you. Bet your ass. As much is clear and feels like the fact from what you've provided. And the last one, this is dead on, he says, dude, her kid is not your responsibility. It's reasonable that you make him comfortable in your house and take care of his basic needs. But his education, his standard of living, and his health insurance isn't your responsibility. Exactly. That's her responsibility. And she's the one that's irresponsible. She's the one that's spending all her money on frivolous things that this guy claimed, as amongst many other things. But big shocker in today's world. That boy is her responsibility. That's the responsibility of the baby daddy. not yours, not Mr. Captain Save You Know What, White Knight. What happens to all the Captain Save You Know What's and the White Knights in these stories I go over, guys? They don't end very well. So why do this? Why think, oh, I'll be different? She'll be different with me. No, she won't. Walk away. And guarantee she'll go find some other sucker, as long as she's good looking. He continues, it is his parents' responsibility. They should pay for it, not you. Ideally, if you are a childless yourself, I'd recommend not to date a single MOM with serious commitment like cohabitation. But even if you decide to do it, lay down the boundaries clearly. Correct. You, as a father, are responsible for your kids. Common courtesy is good, but spending on PVT education and healthcare and other big expenses isn't your responsibility. And if you buy a house, read about common law marriages in your jurisdiction and get a prenup if you marry to protect your premarital properties. Amen to that. So to this guy, and who knows if he's ever going to see this? I don't know, but my recommendation is get out of there. It's over. She's using you. I'm sorry you have to hear this way. I'm sorry you're going to hear from all the comments that this community is going to post, but it'd be doing him a favor. And to any of you guys out there that may find yourself in a situation like this, you're dating a gal like this, or you're attracted to a gal like this, no, walk away. You don't need this shit. Again, as I said at the beginning, does it mean that every single MOM behaves like this? No, but a lot do. And you don't want to be that guy that gets trapped and bled by this leech, okay? No way. It's not worth it. If you're dating a relationship, guys, there are plenty of gals out there that don't have kids. And you don't have to worry about this. But so many guys out there have been conditioned, thanks to movies and TV, to be the hero. The guy's going to save her from the hard living and all that. No, it's not worth it. Movies and TV are bullshit. We know what they're trying to do. Don't let it happen, okay? All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, if you have a great story you'd like to share, whether it's your own personal story or a crazy story you found online somewhere, or a great article related to the stuff I talk about on this channel, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com, and I'll definitely cover it down the road. I got a whole ton of articles and stories to go over, but I can only do 1 or 2 a day, so I got a big backlog, but I will get to it if it's a good one. And guys, also be sure to check me out on social media, Instagram and locals. I'm making a big push this year. Thanks to all the brothers out there that have followed me. A lot of people have in the last few weeks. It's going well. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.